Hello everyone and welcome back to Cello Tips. So today the subject is the bow hold, and you'll notice the title of this video is very intentional in that this is the way that I hold the bow. Doesn't mean that it's the absolute only way to do it. Every cellist has a different way that works best for them. Everybody has a different hand. So this is just what I've developed over the years and what I find works the best for me. So first things first, one of the most important concepts in the bow hold, and this is something general to all of cello playing actually, is that you don't want to have unnecessary tension. The grip needs to be reasonably relaxed. Of course, you need to have a connection with the bow and with the stick, but it needs to be a fluid connection, not something that is tight. So I would suggest to start by taking your hand and just dropping it naturally from the wrist like this. Just drop it naturally and see where it lands. Now, wherever it lands for you, try sliding the bow into the grip and then connecting with your thumb there. And this is actually a pretty good starting place. So, one question about the bow grip that people have a lot of different ideas and opinions on is the placement of the thumb and whether or not it should be bent or straight. Now, I would say the most common placement of the thumb is here in this crook, right where the frog meets the stick. And most teachers will tell you to bend your thumb, to place it there and bend it like that. Now, I played this way for many years, and I found that it was creating a lot of tension in my hand, especially in this muscle right here. I was getting a lot of cramps in my arm when I was trying to play loud for a long time. And so I tried out something different, which is I moved my thumb back a good amount. I would say 3/4 inch further back. So it's here on the flat part of the frog. So now I place my thumb there, and I actually use a straight thumb instead of a bent thumb. And you can think about this. If you try to grip something with a bent thumb, like that, you can already feel in your arm there's a lot of tension. Whereas this comes from this natural falling motion that we started with. The straight thumb, that's a much more relaxed position. And when you use that straight thumb, it encourages actually you to use more of the larger muscles, the arm muscles and the back muscles, to create sound, rather than this stuck in your hand. So I'll demonstrate both ways. You can see for yourself which you prefer. So first, this is with my thumb in the normal placement with bent thumb. And now with a straight thumb and a little further back on the frog. Now, that might be a pretty subtle difference, but for me, I find with the straight thumb and further back, I get a much warmer sound, much more resonant sound rather than a tight, pointy sound. So that's something for you to experiment with. Anyways, the placement of the other fingers, I suggest putting the index finger right here where the leather meets the silver part of your bow, and I place it more or less on the first joint here, the first knuckle. And then middle finger I place on this silver part where it meets the bow hair, like that, and the rest as so. Okay. So that's basically the placement of the fingers and the positioning of the hand. Now, next very important thing about the bow grip and the bow hold is the question of pronation and supination. So pronation is like this, leading with the wrist, and supination is with the wrist down that way. Now, most teachers will tell you that you should have pronation pretty much all the time when you're bowing. And there's a reason for that, because a lot of students, when they start out, they get into this habit where they break the wrist down that way. And this cuts off all the power from your arm and from your back. So this is pretty bad. But in compensating for that, in my opinion, a lot of teachers and players go too extreme this way, and you're also cutting off a lot of the connection now this way. So I would advocate actually for a starting place for a reasonably straight wrist. Now from there, depending on which direction your bow is going, whether you're pulling the string this way or pushing the string that way, you can utilize both pronation and supination. So if I'm trying to pull the string this way on a down bow, I almost think of leading with my wrist, like that. So it's a subtle supination, not this, but subtly. And actually my fingers also adjust back to this side of the bow. So I almost even touched here this side of the stick down at the very end with the side of my hand. So I feel this. I mean, that's extreme, of course, but subtly this motion. Now, when you're pushing the string that way, you want to do the opposite. So now it's a subtle pronation and you're leaning into that side of the stick. So I'll show you. Down bow, up bow. You see? So this way your hand remains very fluid always. And that's very important because you want this energy passing from your back through the arm all the way into the stick. If you have tightness here, if you play like this, you have no fluidity, and all of that energy and that strength you have from your back and your upper arm is cut off here. It doesn't go into the stick, doesn't go into the sound. Yeah. So fluidity is very important. Just like that. So I hope this gave some of you some new ideas to try out, perhaps, and I hope they help in your search for a better sound. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and also if you have requests for topics of a future episode. So have a great day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.